Hello and welcome to Irene's Book Club. Today we'll be reading Iggy Peck-Architect by Andrea Beatty, illustrated by David Roberts. Young Iggy Peck is an architect and has been since he was 2, when he built a great tower in only an hour with nothing but diapers and glue. "Good gracious, Ignatius," his mother exclaimed. "That's the coolest thing I've ever seen." But her smile faded fast as a light wind blew past, and she realized those diapers weren't clean. "Ignatius, my son, what on earth have you done? That's disgusting and nasty. It stinks." But Iggy was gone. He was out on the lawn, using dirt clods to build a great sphinx. When Iggy was 3, his parents could see his usual passion would stay. He built churches and chapels from peaches and apples, and temples from modeling clay. At dinner one night, to his father's delight, Iggy got a bright gleam in his eye, and out on the porch built the St. Louis Arch from pancakes and coconut pie. Dear Ig had it made until 2nd grade, when his teacher was Miss Leila Greer. On the very first day, she had this to say: "We do not talk of buildings in here, Gothic or Romanesque. I couldn't care less about buildings, ancient or new." She said in her lecture about architecture that it had no place in grade 2. That might seem severe, but she was sincere, for when she was no more than 7, she had a great fright of a dizzying height in a building so tall it scraped heaven. On an architect's tour of the 99th floor, young Leila got lost from the group. She was found 2 days later in a stuck elevator, eating cheese with a French circus troupe. After that day, it's quite safe to say, she thought all building lovers were nuts. As a teacher, she taught that above all, one ought to avoid them. No ifs and or buts. As you might guess, it would cause Iggy stress to hear such terrible talk. But he didn't hear. He sat in the rear while building a castle of chalk. "You, Iggy Peck, your desk is a wreck. Tear down the castle right now. You will not build in here. Is that perfectly clear? Do you need to see Principal Hoey?" "No, ma'am," Iggy said. He lowered his head, and his heart sank down to the floor. With no chance to build, his interest was killed. Now 2nd grade was a bore. After 12 long days that passed in a haze of reading, writing, and arithmetic, Miss Greer took the class to Blue River Pass for a hike and an old-fashioned picnic. They crossed an old stretto to a small island nestled in the heart of the burbling stream, but they no sooner passed than the footbridge collapsed, and Miss Leila Greer started to scream. "We trapped here! Oh my! Alas, kids, goodbye!" Her eyeballs rolled back in her head. She dropped to the ground with a vague groaning sound. Luckily fainted, not dead. The class was amazed. They stood quite dazed, uncertain of what they should do. But the bright young man was off hatching a plan, which started with Miss Leela's shoe. Soon each lad and lass there at Blue River Pass was working together as one. And when she came to see Miss Leela Greer, knew that something quite brave had been done. She looked in the air and saw hanging there a structure with cables and braces, and on the far side, beaming with pride, were 17 smiling young faces. Boots, tree roots and strings, fruit, roll-ups and things, some of which one should not mention, were stretched ridge to ridge in a glorious bridge dangling from short shoestring suspension. It all became clear to Miss Leela Greer as she crossed the bridge over the stream. There were worse things to do when you're in grade 2 than to spend your time building a dream. Now every week at Blue River Creek Elementary in 2nd grade, all the school kids can hear, along with Miss Greer, how the world's greatest buildings were made. The weekly guest speaker in t-shirt and sneakers talks of building from Rome to Quebec. Of course, he's the guy who builds towers from pie, that brilliant young man, Iggy Peck. Okay, now let's take the quiz. Why did the teacher in the story not let her students build? She had a bad experience with tall buildings as a child. She was an architect herself. She thought it was a waste of time. The students got in trouble. I think she had a bad experience with tall building as a child. Yay, we are correct. How did Iggy Peck's building experience help solve a problem in the story? Iggy built things only at home. Iggy helped build a bridge where another was broken. Iggy helped build a new school. Iggy never helped build anything. I think Iggy helped a bridge where another was broken. When the story says now 2nd grade was a bore, why would it be a bore? Iggy does not like his class because Iggy cannot build anything in 2nd grade because the lessons are boring. I think it is the one in the middle because Iggy cannot build anything in 2nd grade. How does Miss Greer's opinion about building change? At first, she did not let the students build, but at the end, she encouraged it. She never stopped the kids from building. She loved building the whole time. She hated building and would never allow it in her class. I think it's the first. At first, she did not let the students build, but at the end, she encouraged it. Our last question. Why did Miss Greer faint when the bridge collapsed? A kid fell into the water. She thought they were stranded. She screamed too loud. A bird hurt her. I think it's the second. She thought they were stranded. Yes, we are correct. See you next time on Irene's Book Club. I hope you enjoyed. Bye!